Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our interview with our founding fathers of Kimisitu Sacco, Mr. Bonyo and Mr. James. Welcome to this interview, and kindly tell us more of how long you've been a member of Kimisitu Sacco.
Thank you so much for welcoming us into this interview. As you've heard, my name is James Kagiri. I joined Icraf because I joined Kimisitu after joining Icraf. I joined Icraf in 1985, October 1st. And immediately on joining, I was introduced to Kimisitu by those people who had already started it just about a year earlier. And I joined. And I've come through with Kimisitu all along up to today.
Okay, thank you for having us here. It's a pleasure, at least the first opportunity to be interviewed by Kimisitu people. Basically what you have said is what I went through. I also joined Icraf in 1987. As you know, Kimisitu is an Icraf thing. That's how it started. The rest of the fellows are definitely joined thereafter. So it was a small unit, started like, you can call it a cooperative, but a small one within the organization. Then I think the others got invited to join much later, I think, with the leadership of Kennedy, Ernest, and the others. Me, I joined in 1989, because I joined Icraf in 1987, but it took a bit of time. I've been a member all through, to date, much as we left Icraf.
Thank you, Mr. Bonyo. And from our records, you are still an active member. Maybe you can let us know your financial journey.
We've had a lot of experience with Kimisitu. You see, when we started small, it was a very quick and easy, even accessing the finances. It's something you could apply in the morning, in the evening, you're having a check, and somebody even escorts you to the bank to go and pick your cash. But okay, as it grew, and with more investment, we started making big money, isn't it? And as it is, you see, this is a private investment where we are at the moment. Partially, it has been because of Kimisitu. Because you see, getting loans out there to get, financing your business is almost very difficult, especially if you are an individual, yeah? So it has been easy for us to go pick some cash from Kimisitu, come, we do whatever we are doing and return the cash. So it has actually given us quite a leverage. Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. James, maybe you can comment on our service delivery since you became a member of Kimisitu Sacco. You can also give us an ideas on areas which you would wish that the Sacco would improve on in terms of service delivery.
Before I get there, I would have liked to talk about how I've come up with Kimisitu up to now. And then I got the service delivery.
Thank you.
Because when I joined Kimisitu in 1986, I took my first loan, which was very little money, 5,000 shillings, which I was to repay in 3 years. You can imagine, 5,000 to repay in 3 years. That was around 87 or around, I can't remember precisely the date. But with the time, I took the second loan from Kimisitu of about 15,000 shillings, which I bought a plot then. And in 96, I took another loan, I bought another plot. And that plot which I bought then is where I'm living today. I borrowed money from Kimisitu again, I put up the house and all this. So I've seen the growth coming through the Kimisitu, within Kimisitu, and myself growing and developing myself. The question you have asked me about the products, and you have asked about the product and service delivery. When I compare Kimisitu today and Kimisitu then, there is a lot of big difference. I remember at one point, to get loans from Kimisitu, you would apply, and as my colleague has mentioned, that you are being escorted sometimes even to the bank by the officials to get your cash to get your check paid. I remember one day I went to Kiambu in the morning to one of the officials' house to sign me a check. It was called, he was working in IDRC, I think.
Mogora?
Or Gura, yes. I went all the way to the school where he was. He was, the wife was a headmistress in a school in Kiambu. And I went early morning into his house to sign me the check so that I could rush to the bank. Quite different from the way it is happening today, that you are applying electronically and in real time you get your money paid. So I would say the services have improved because of the electronic and the digital era which we are in.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would say that there used to be a lot of cohesiveness, togetherness within the Kimisitu people because we were few. It was only IDRC and Icraf. Now the group has increased and the number has grown and all this. So you expect whatever. But then the service delivery seems to have improved in the sense that it is moving faster. I don't need to go anywhere. I just have to do it here. So I would actually say thumbs up to the services because we are able to have things done without necessarily walking around with papers, having them signed. Also, the product, also the amount to be borrowed has also actually grown because about a year ago we borrowed. I borrowed close to 2 million something, about over 2 million shillings. And my colleague also borrowed, I think it was 1.5 million. We borrowed quite a big money, all of us, and we are paying.
Yes.
We are paying the money. So again, I would say the product range has increased. And when my colleague was mentioning about using that money to develop the business, in fact, that is what has made us to be here today. You know, a year ago, COVID time.
Yes.
It was very stressful that at one point we had to borrow money from Kimisitu to offset some of our debts. So I would say, and then we are saying, so that one to us was a big plus, to be able to borrow this money in real good time.
Yes.
So I would say there is a lot of improvement.
Thank you so much, Mr. James, for your insight. And maybe, Mr. Bonyo, what advice would you have for the general viewers and especially the young people who want to live a soft life?
What I can say is that, you see, our journey has been, you never predict the future. Sometimes when you start young, you think that the future is really very far. Me and James, when we joined Icraf, we were very young people. In fact, I think you were 24.
I was 25.
He was 25, I was 24. Somehow we have worked in the same department the whole time. So if we hadn't joined Kimisitu, immediately we joined, we could have still joined it later.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that you will be starting later, and then with the soft life you're talking about, you blow everything you get. So you need really to commit the money you have. Any loose cash you have in your pocket, definitely you have an exit, isn't it?
Yes.
That is basically what I can say. Possibly to follow up on what James has said, I think I can only talk about one of the challenges, but I think the institution must be addressing it already.
Yes.
There is this fear of guarantorship.
Yes.
The biggest fear has been that one of guarantorship, where your colleagues, you guarantee somebody very good faith. But then tomorrow he leaves, and then you are left with the loan on your hand.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when all those, despite all those are some of the problems which you have to encounter here and there. But all in all, as we are here, just like what he has said, because of Kimisitu, we could have closed 2 years ago. For him to take 2 million, I take 2 million, we pay off some debts. Some guys who are even threatening to sue us. So you can imagine, we will not be here to be interviewed by you.
Yeah.
And we are very grateful for the journey with Kimisitu.
Yes.
And we are looking forward to continue.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bernard and James. It's good to note that what you started as a baby in 1985 has grown to over 20,000 people in over 26 countries. So basically, you can see that your idea has really grown outside Africa and into the whole world. Thank you so much for this time.